Have you ever wondered how to produce, record and mix a cover song? Then stay tuned, that's coming up next.
Mary, did you know that your baby boy will give sight to a blind man? Mary, did you know that your baby boy...
Hello friends, my name is Waldemar Martens. Some of you who have been watching my music videos have been wondering and asking me how I produce them, and I thought, why not take the opportunity and do a little behind the scenes for a recent cover song that we did for Christmas, Mary Did You Know.
When you kiss your little baby, you kiss.
I will just walk you through the individual steps that I usually take when producing such a song, from the initial idea to the arrangement, to the recording, to the mixing, and also for the video production. This song, Mary Did You Know, has been on my mind for quite a while. And last summer, during a gig, I met an old friend, Peter Lauber. He has been leading a gospel choir, where I also was participating during my time in Karlsruhe as a student. During that gig, we just thought, let's do something together. And since Christmas was a few months ahead, we thought that would be a great opportunity to reunite a couple of people. When creating a cover of an existing song, you usually want to create something unique, something that has not been there before, at least not in that way. And although I listen to other versions of that song just for inspiration, I don't try to get hung up or try to recreate it. At some point I just stop listening to other versions of that song and try to hear the arrangement in my head. Which instruments do I imagine? What kind of mood does the song have? Is it slow? Is it sentimental? Is it fast or loud? What kind of tempo is it? And these kind of things. So I think it's important to do that step. So imagining the song in your head before you actually start playing things, because as soon as you start sitting at the piano, you very quickly get too distracted by the things that you're actually playing. Once I have a rough idea about how the song should sound like, I sit down at the piano or at the guitar and really try to play what's in my head. At that point I also experiment with different harmonies, with different song structures, and sometimes I change my mind about how things should sound like, and sometimes things go in a completely different direction. I think that's okay. And at some point, when I fix the key, I fix the tempo and the harmony and the song structure, I do a rough recording of the thing just with the piano or just with the guitar, and then I do a rough recording of my voice just to have a starting point around which an arrangement can be built. In the case of Mary Did You Know, a thing that I knew from the beginning is that I wanted this classical guitar solos all throughout the song, because I just thought it would fit the Christmas character of the song, and just because also I like the sound of this guitar. And another thing that I knew from the beginning is that I wanted the bridge to be really powerful, because in some other versions of the song that I listened to, I felt it was not quite powerful enough, and that's why I also came up with this part after the bridge, which is then really the climax in our version of the song. Once things are taking shape, I usually record as many instruments as possible in a rough way, let's say. I program the drums quick and dirty, I play the bass with a keyboard, I play some rough guitars, just to get a general idea of the song also sound-wise. And most of these tracks are then disappearing in the final production, but I think it's important to initially get already the feeling of how the end product should sound like, and to have a basis for the other instruments to play on. For instance, if I give the song to a drummer, it's much easier for him to play on the song if he already hears something that's quite close to the end product. And this is how Mary Did You Know sounded at this stage.
Mary, did you know that your baby boy will calm a storm with his hand? Did you know that your baby boy
Then I sent this demo to my friend Peter Lauber, who then created a vocal arrangement on top of this demo version. And at the same time I contacted drummer Daniel Jacobi to play drums and percussion on the song. The drums are really the backbone of any pop song, I would say, and I think it's important to have the drums ready in their final version as one of the first things in an arrangement. I just arrived in beautiful Heidelberg. It was raining all the time during the trip here, but I'm now here at Tonbiotope Studio. It's a recording studio which is run by Daniel Jacobi, a drummer, and he's going to play drums on Mary Did You Know? It's the first time that I collaborate with him, but I know that he's a killer drummer and it's going to be great. Let's go! We're now in the middle of the recording process. I'm in the control room. You can hear the drums. Daniel is in the other room. And once I had that recorded with Daniel, I started re-recording all the other tracks, the electric guitars, the acoustic guitars, the keyboards, the piano, and so on. And actually, when all the music was recorded, we started recording the vocals, the solo vocals, the choir, the background vocals. I really wanted the vocalists to hear the almost finished song in their headphones when singing, just to impart the right feeling also to the song while singing. Originally, we were planning to have a full day for recording the vocals and the choir, and another full day for the recording of the video with the vocalists at a nice location. However, due to many people being involved, we didn't manage to find the time, and also it was shortly before Christmas already. And so we had to do both the audio recording and the video in a single day. And we did that at the premises of Kulturwerk Kraichgau, which were provided to us by another good friend of mine, Udo Zimmermann. And since we wanted the video also to look decent, we had to provide some decoration, we had to darken the windows and so on, to have everything ready to do both audio recording and video shooting at the same time. We first recorded all the choir parts throughout the song with all the singers.
Mary, did you know?
And then once that was done, I had the singers sing their parts individually on the track.
Your baby boy will give sight to a blind man. Mary, did you?
And while we were recording the audio, my good friend Alexander Eberhard was shooting the video of the whole process. We also did a few separate takes just for the video, like the scene where we all were gathered around the piano, just to have some extra footage for the video.
Nach dem langen Ton vom
Ja, ja, genau. Wow. So ein bisschen. Ja.
Wir haben nur einen Ton.
Dann müssen wir das No. No. Bam.
Now all the tracks are recorded, so the song is basically finished, right? No, not quite. There's still a step missing, which is called mixing. Mixing is basically the process of balancing the individual instruments and the vocals to each other. Not only the levels, but also their position in the panorama, their dynamics, their frequency spectrum, also applying reverb or other effects when it's necessary. And mixing is a step that is easily underestimated, what it costs time-wise, but also skill-wise. For me, it usually takes, I would say, a full day to mix a song like Mary Did You Know from scratch. And after that, I usually try to let the song rest and come back a few days after to listen to it again with fresh ears and to judge whether there are things that are out of balance or still need to be fixed. And then I usually also send the song to friends, to other people that were involved in the project, just to get their feedback about what they think about the sound, whether something is too loud, too quiet, or should sound different. And after a while we converge to a final version of the song. The software that I use for recording and mixing is Cubase, but there are many other equally well-suited software like Logic, Pro Tools, Reaper, Studio One. There are really many alternatives today on the market. Some of them are even free. Last but not least, one has to, of course, edit the video. And this is the process of taking the individual footage parts and to put them at the right place in the song, create the transitions and make sure everything looks smooth and nice. And in this case, editing was done by my friend Alex, and I think he did a great job on that. Alright guys, that was it for today. If you would like to see more similar content, let me know in the comments below. If you would like to see tutorials or more behind the scenes stuff, just let me know. And also subscribe to this channel if you haven't yet, and also hit that bell icon to get notified. So in that sense, all the best and bye bye.